for Get Your Rock Out with Andre from Lacuna Coil. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. Back on tour. Just came back from Belgium last week. We played a festival, the Metal Female Voices. It was pretty good.
How did that go? Because you headlined that day, didn't you?
Yeah, we headlined and played the full Karma Code record.
Oh, wow.
Because we already played last year on the 50th anniversary tour, the Dark Legacy. So this year they invited us again, so we wanted to play something a little different for a change, to not do the same set, because we can't play the new songs yet. No. So we decided to do Karma Code and try to do it.
Blast from the past there. So we're here at the Ritz, and obviously you're supporting Paradise Lost on their 25th anniversary tour. How's it going so far? You've had a couple of dates.
Pretty good, because first of all it's an honor to be a part of the tour, because Paradise Lost was one of the main influences when we started back in 96, 97. When we did our demo and our first EP, we were listening a lot to Paradise Lost and Tiamat and Type O Negative, all that kind of more dark doom metal. So that was definitely one of the bands that really inspired us to go that direction of metal. And then we've met them along the way in the summer festivals, but we never really toured together. Right. So we always say, one day we should do it, and now here it is, sooner or late, all the dream come true, Yeah. And it's great. The people we're getting along really well. We're knowing also the Catatonia guys.
Yeah.
I know them as a band, but I never really toured with them as well. So it's a new experience, and there seems to be pretty cool people. And so far so good. It's just the beginning,
countries as well, so obviously.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting package. This Catatonia is more, especially they're playing one of the record.
Yeah.
So they kind of do all the more dark, doomy kind of stuff, and then we do the more metal, upbeat tempos, and then Paradise Lost, all the classics and
with
the
our
more,
classic stuff. Yeah, definitely.
So it's a good combination, I think.
Good. So I recorded your new album, some new music with, I'm going to try and say this right now, Jay Baumgartner.
Yep.
I believe that you like quite a lot of his records and stuff that he's produced previously.
Sure. I mean, we met him a few years ago when we recorded in Energy Studios in Los Angeles, because he owns the studio.
Yeah.
So I got to know him, and he seems like a really cool guy. And then this time around, we wanted to try and work with somebody else, and he produced some of the records that we love, like the Drowning Pool record or the Papa Roach.
Yeah.
So I say, let's try, work with him and see what's coming. When you change the producer, it's always a kind of a gamble.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, you never work with him, and even if you really like his previous jobs, you don't know how much he actually put in the record,
as well.
Yeah, it's not automatic. Even with Don, the previous producer, the guy that produced the first two records, on the first one we tried, and I think we reached a better balance on the second one, on Dark Adrenaline. We found a really good compromise between us and him, while in the first one it was everything new for us and for him. It was our first record, and without Valdemar, our classic producer. So we had to try and see where we could go, and then we learned a lot working with him, especially on the lyrics and the way we write the lyrics. And this time around, we've noticed how much we have actually learned, because Don is also a lyricist, so he was helping a lot with while Jay is not.
No,
so we wrote all the lyrics, and then he was just checking the English and the and the pronunciation on the recordings, but not really putting much effort into the actual writing. So we discovered how much we've actually learned working with Don.
That's really good.
So it's another step forward, and we had a great time. We recorded the album in Milan, in a studio, in a very nice vintage studio, and it's the same studio where we recorded music for the Dark Adrenaline.
Okay.
And then the vocals for that one we did it in LA, while this has been completely done in Milan.
So it's all been done in one place. So how's the recording going? Are you happy with what you got so far?
It's great. It was we didn't have a long time, because we kind of have to come out with a record. It's times have changed, and now you can't really stay out of the music scene for more than a couple of years, so including the touring, so it's like we have to do another record, which is sometimes a bit frustrating, because you feel like if I had another couple of months I could have done more or differently, but on the other hand, having a deadline, it also helps you to focused. You know, you have to do
You
it.
have to do it
So
when
sometimes
you're
it's a good thing to have
Yeah.
pressure, and we never really experienced it. So it was the first time we actually had to rush in the studio and complete the arrangements in the studio, and not much time for pre-production. So kind of learn the song while you record them. You know. But I think the result is going to be pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty happy with the songs and how the overall record turns out. So.
Do you think that's the way the industry's going then, with this pressure to release an album within a certain amount of time, rather than you know, when it's ready?
I think when it's ready is better, but sometimes it's also true that you take too much time, because you know you can wait. So there must be a good midway, you know, where you can find a good compromise between having enough time to collect good ideas and develop them, and on the other hand come out and be there for the fans, you know, because the way music is listened like today, it's very different than how it used to be 10 years ago, you know. Definitely. So the people go to the streaming, to the download, to the iTunes. Some people are still attached to the CD or the vinyl. So there is. Me too. I mean, I'm also a CD guy.
We've got a back catalogue on CD, so.
But on tour, I have the iPod because it's more practical.
It's easier for you to travel with.
So I'm not against the new technologies. You know, it's just need to find the right way to do it. You know.
Yeah. And you've been online 10 years now as well, with the Spiral has been live online. So that's.
When we started, there was nothing like that. You know? Even when we sent the demo, was in a post package in the mail with a tape and a bio, some paper with an English bio and a picture. And then we had our contract in a fax machine, because there was no email. You know, so it was like we received a fax and you can barely read it, you know, because it's. And that's how we got signed, you know. So it's another world now. You know. Many bands ask me, how do I get signed? I don't know anymore. It's another world now.
I think even with the promotion as well, obviously you used to have a street team of people with the flyers. Whereas
there's a lot now that you can do. You know, it's not easy because it's more accessible for everybody. So it's hard to find what really works. You know, a lot of people say this work, then you don't know how much it is actually working for everybody. So on one way you have easier access to many more people, but on the other hand it's also way quicker. So the people, if they don't care after your first video, they would maybe not even check out the second one. You know?
So I've personally seen you live many times. What do you most enjoy about performing on stage? Do you have a favourite track that you really like performing a little bit more than the others?
No, I think in general the most powerful tracks are the ones that give you a better vibe, you know, because you're able to express more of your energy. And in general, the newer songs are the most fun to play, because the old ones, you've been playing them for many years. So it's great because, you know, when you play songs like Heaven's a Lie or True, you know, people's gonna know them and sing them, and so the energy, the feedback is great. So for yourself as a musician, the newer stuff is the most exciting because it's new also for you.
You've not played it as many times.
No, exactly. So we're always a band that always kind of look forward in general. No, we don't repeat exactly the same record. We are not afraid to move a bit and dare to go somewhere with our music. Even if I think the more we grow up, the more we understand where things are belonging to Lacuna Coil and where sometimes you go a little over and a little out of your sphere, you know. So there is a limit, I think, of things you can do that are still Lacuna Coil or not, you know. And I think the more we grow older, the more we understand better the level where we can go or where we can't, you know.
Yeah, that's really good. So you've got Metal Hammer Paradise, a little indoor, an indoor festival over in Germany in a couple of days. Is there any other interesting things coming up for fans to look forward to?
No, we're just gonna finish this little tour, and as you say, the last show will be at the festival in Germany.
Right.
And then I think we're gonna probably take off for December. We're gonna just stay home, and maybe we will have a video to shoot, choose the single. We still have to mix the album actually.
Right.
So there will be stuff to do, but at home. And then we're probably gonna come back on the road end of January. We already have booked the ship-rocked cruise that goes from Miami to the Caribbean in America. And then we're gonna play on that, and then from there I think we're gonna start a new cycle for the new single. Probably the January will be the new single release.
So when's the album looking?
I believe March could be
March
a good
time,
time. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you on stage tonight, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.